Hey,
Yeah.
Megan Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show. And joining me now, do you know what? I was thinking about this. There's so many different titles. I mean, Irish rugby player, Olympian, Love Island winner, Pilates instructor, and now you have something new to tell us about. Greg O'Shea, you're very welcome.
Thanks very much for having me on, Megan. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a jack of all trades, but a master of none, really. Yeah, so I'm in the process of launching an app, so quite nervous about it, but really, really excited. It's called Bettr with Greg. So yeah, it's a big project for me for 2022.
I now have to say, I know you've been kind of teasing it the last while, and I had an idea there's going to be something to do with fitness in some shape or form. Because as I said, I know that you are Pilates instructor. Obviously, you know, playing rugby as well was a huge part of your life growing up. So tell us where the idea first came about for Better with Greg.
Yes, as you mentioned there, Irish rugby player. Is actually retired Irish rugby player now. So what happened? I retired after the Olympics, which was amazing. I got to the pinnacle. I attained my goal, and then I kind of got to the point where I was like, "All right, Greg, you're getting paid 18 grand a year to play a job that you love, but that's not a career. You're not going to sustain that. So you need to retire. You need to figure out what you're doing career wise." So as everyone kind of does, they're like, "Oh, you want to work in something that you're passionate about, so you're not miserable." And I'm obviously passionate about fitness, so I was like, that's where it kind of started happening. And in the lockdown, I was like every other influencer out there. I did YouTube videos and lives and all this stuff, and I built a nice little community. And I kind of just put all that together, and I was like, a fitness app, like so. It's just something I'm really, really passionate about, and it's just taking people away from this whole mindset of you have to be fit or you have to be healthy. It's like just setting this ridiculous standard of that you have to get to, where it's like, I just want people to enjoy working out together. So you mentioned there, Megan, that you're getting back into the swing of things for 2022 and you're looking at kettlebells behind the camera there. It's like, all right, let's just do this together then and be like this situation. We're all just working out together and getting a little bit better every day. So that's kind of the mindset around it. So it should be a lot of fun.
You said there about workout. So is there going to be different varieties, or what can we expect?
Yeah. So what I'm aiming at is towards people that don't want to go to the gym and sit under a big barbell or anything like that. Like they just want to. Some people actually don't even like going to the gym, and I kind of bumped into a few people over the last few months, a lot of women, and they were like, "I go to the gym and I don't know what I'm doing." I'm like, I look at the weights, but I don't know how to do it. Like they get kind of or they're not confident in there. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh, great! I want to aim it towards those people." And there's men like that as well that don't know what they're doing when they get to the gym. And I'm just lucky that I did professional sport for 10 years. So I was told what to do and I learned it. So it's kind of going towards them. You can do it at home or you can do whatever you want, wherever you want to set up your phone. And it's going to be a mixture of body weight, HIIT, Pilates, because I'm a Pilates instructor. My mother's a yoga instructor, so she's going to do some yoga classes on it. And she's actually a really good yoga instructor as well. I'm not just saying that she's my mom. So I'm actually delighted that she's going to help me out. And then to give a little bit more of a stimulus, I'm going to do like lightweight dumbbells or kettlebells or resistant bands to give a little bit of variety. But you literally can do all that from the comfort of your own home.
Absolutely incredible. And you mentioned there, so you can do them live, but can you also maybe, if we'll say, for example, I can't go to one of the Pilates classes, can I do it again in a later stage?
Yeah, so the whole USP, and that's what I'm trying to differentiate myself from other fitness apps, is that every class is live with me. So like I have to be there. I'm not just filming 50 workouts, upload them on an app and making you pay for it. And then I'm sitting in Dubai with a pina colada, like, I'm gonna be there and I'm doing it with you. So it's actually that I think that's why I'm so nervous about it. So I'm like, oh, this is a big commitment. But I love it. I'm gonna train anyway, so might as well train
Yeah.
with people and make it into a business and be passionate about it. So but if you miss the live classes, there's going to be on demand. So everyone I do live automatically goes onto the app and you can do it whenever. And I'm going to try and mix it up. So I'll do an early morning, I'll do an evening, I'll do a weekend. So trying at least gives everyone an opportunity to do it live with me.
That's actually incredible. I think that's, I think that for a lot of people then it can fit around their lifestyle. But also I know you're going to bring some wellness into it, which I know is something that you are quite passionate about. And I know on your social media, I see you sharing quite a lot of stuff and sharing maybe your own tips. So what can we expect from that side of the app?
Yeah, so also in the app is going to be a wellness section that I'm just going to give like thoughts and tips just to kind of help you improve in other areas of life. So like, for instance, just your sleep, your hydration, your diet, some good quotes to kind of just stimulate a nice thought process, different things like that. Like, so it's just going to be things that I use myself all the time. I just kind of drip feed it weekly to people. It's nice, something nice to read, something positive. And on top of the wellness section, there's going to be a Q&A section. So if anyone has any questions for me, I'll get back to them on that. So it's direct access to me as well.
Absolutely, that's brilliant. Fair play to you for doing that too, because I'm sure it's quite demanding of your time to not only do the workouts and the wellness section, but then to provide the Q&A. But I think, that's probably going to be part of the appeal as well for a lot of people to be able to, to chat to the instructor themselves as well, one-on-one, or even, directly like that is something that I think a lot of people will benefit from as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because people have so many questions when it comes to this stuff, and it might be something that I just know instinctively from training for how many years, but someone might not know. So they just ask me, and I'll get back to them. And the beauty of it is that it's going to be on the app then, so you could look back and see if the questions already been asked, it'll be answered for you.
Brilliant. How do we sign up, and what's the story of membership then?
So it's launching on Thursday, and you sign up and you get onto the app and you see everything that's going on. You have your home section, your wellness section, your Q&A, and then when you go to do a class, you're going to have to then subscribe, but it's only at $9.99 for the month. So month gives you unlimited access to everything and on demand. So yeah, I decided not to go for the big pricing point. I looked at the market and it's up. The main pricing point is like near 20 quid, and I was like, people aren't probably going to want to pay 20 quid to subscribe. So I was like, I'm happy to kind of drop it down and make it more accessible for everyone. So that's the plan. Launch on Thursday. So I'm really, really excited about it.
And so will we kicking off with a workout with you, or what's the story of, like, what time will everything be starting?
Yeah, so I think 9 a.m. Thursday, when it's going to be on the App Store or whatever one you use, Android, Apple, whatever it is. And then 7 p.m. that evening is going to be the first one. It will just be like a body weight 30 minutes with me, just kind of ease everyone into it. And then I'll probably do a Pilates class on Saturday morning for everyone then as well. And that will kickstart into it for the next few weeks.
I have to say, I did do your Pilates classes during the first few lockdowns where I followed them, and I have been to your mother's yoga class as well. So I can vouch for both.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks very much. Yeah. I'm delighted my mother said she'd help out. She is so much better than me, to be honest.
Incredible yoga instructor. And tell us, Greg, I know you've set up a separate Instagram page for Better with Greg as well, but explain to us behind the meaning behind the Better, because I know it's spelled differently.
Yeah, so, well, it's spelled differently because I just wanted it to kind of pop it and look a little bit cooler. So there's no real reason why I dropped the second E. It was just kind of like a branding decision. I know actually Hemsworth, I don't know, Liam or Chris or one of them, has a fitness platform where he took the word center and he dropped the E off the end as well. So it's not just me that came up with that idea. So yeah, but the whole concept is that whole thing is just get better with me. It's what it says in the tin. Like, so you're getting a little bit better every single day with me. Like, so we're all in it together, and I'm not just sending you out a program and you have to go away and do it and get fit. I'm like, no, we're going to train together every week, get a little bit better. And that's the whole idea around it. So very simple. It's not this kind of crazy app at all. It's literally just taking the YouTube lives and the Instagram lives and putting it on a platform. So I'm not annoying everyone with an Instagram live notification every morning,
No, I think it's really good, and I think you've kind of hit everything there with everything you have in the app. I think the wellness as well being such an important part of fitness. Now, I do have to, of course, ask, you did mention there your goal was the Olympics. You have been there, you've done that, you've got the tattoo. Before we let you go, do you ever reflect on that moment and just think, oh my God, I've done it? Like, what was it like being over there?
Yeah, it's mad. I actually forget sometimes, and I have to remind myself, or I'll see my tattoo and I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. That's a class. And I'm like, great, fair play to you, man. It's just because it was years, like it's everything I wanted, and it makes my 10 years of training to be a rugby player and getting paid barely any money, like getting up early, doing all the bits and bobs, like everyone does. It makes it worth it, like, you know what I mean? And I did it, I attained my goal, and it was incredible being over there. Like, the top of sport, you can't get any bigger than the Olympics, like, and being around there in the village with like the best basketball players in the world, the best gymnasts, the best shot putters, like everyone's like a different shape and size, but everyone's an elite athlete. So that was really, really cool. And it was just, it's what I wanted. And then it was a perfect way for me to close that chapter on my life and move on to this new chapter. Now, it's been difficult because I've always been the Gregor Shea rugby player. And then even after Love Island, I was always coming back home to try and do the Olympics. So I always identified as a rugby player. So it's kind of been a big mental shift for me as well to try and realize, all right, that's in the past now, Greg. Now we move on a little bit. So that's been a struggle for me, but I'm really excited about these projects I have coming up this year.
Well, I have to say, I think it was great for Limerick, the representation we had at the Olympics, because, they're that night over Christmas that I saw you, I was sitting there and I said to my friends, I was like, do you realize that we've an Olympian either side of us? You were sitting in one table and on the other side was Roisin Upton. And I was like, you don't really get that now too often in many places.
I know, yeah, it was good. We were in 13, 14. And but yeah, it was a really good night. And it's just cool for Limerick to have like the likes of myself and Sarah, Lavin's another one, and Roisin Upton. It's really cool because Limerick's just so small. And I hope what it does is it inspires some young kids, see us doing that, and they're like, oh, I could play that sport. I could give it a crack. And there's different ways of representing your country. And there's so many different Olympic sports. So I'm really proud to be Limerick, and I've done it for Limerick.
And that's the thing too, you just said there, like, it's so inspiring for young people coming up who maybe, want to figure out what they want to do. And I think it just shows that if you want to be an Olympian, you can set your sights to put in the hard work. Obviously it is hard work. I'm not saying it's easy, but if you set your sights to it and put your mind to it, like, there's no reason why, some child watching this could be standing and heading over to the Olympics and getting that tattoo as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like anything. If you put your mind to it and you put in the work, like it is doable, but it's really, really hard as well. Like, so Roisin, I know, it's a ridiculous work ethic, same as Sarah. So it is possible, though. We've all come from Limerick. We're all normal families and normal people. So it's definitely doable.
Well, Greg O'Shea, absolute pleasure chatting to you about your latest venture, fitness and wellness. Bettr with Greg, launching Thursday the 13th. And all I can say is very best of luck. And we look forward to working out with you.
Thanks very much, Meghann. Looking forward to getting you online now, working out with me.